What is up, everybody? It's your boy Verse TV here today, and we're gonna talk about Redfall, a game. This footage of Redfall that IGN presented has had the internet up in an uproar. Apparently, this last few days. So apparently, IGN uploaded some footage of Redfall's one of these boss fights, and the people playing this game, I'm not gonna sugarcoat, are just absolutely awful. Like, I don't know if these are just the people who are the JRPG team at IGN and they got forced to do an FPS game, but they are just awful with this. And so a lot of people in particular, mainly Sony fanboys, have been trashing this game from this gameplay shown, but it's not a good representation of how the game is going to be. So Sony fanboys take a major L because they're always stretching and trying to reach for some type of way to downplay Xbox exclusives. It's like, it's 1 week, they say, hey, but they found out about the news that this game was going to be originally on PS5, but then they got taken off of PS5. They say, hey, Microsoft, why did you take the game away from us? You should have made it be multi-plat. They was wanting the game, but now they're saying the game is trash. It's like, you know that meme, or like the character has to choose between two different buttons? He's just making a hard decision right here. They honestly don't know if they want to say Redfall is just trash and looks bad, or the other decision saying Redfall is supposed to be on PlayStation, give it back to us, Microsoft. Like, it's like these guys are seriously bipolar at this point. But we had an Xbox fan, Cole Eastwood, who made a compilation of the combat and how it looks. And his little trailer thing looks a lot better than what the people at IGN did. Because IGN, I just don't know what to say. It's like, it's their first time playing FPS. Like, what was going on here? But this gameplay he's shown, it looks a lot better here. So, and it kind of makes sense because when they did like the whole invite to the influencers and journalists, people were giving it rave reviews. So you got to think that the game was going to look amazing and play great, like this, up to standards with FPS genre, with an FPS game. But with this IGN footage, you like, what the hell is going on here? This is like the equivalent of somebody who never played a fighting game. They're showing off Street Fighter 6 and they're like barely doing any combos. This is kind of equivalent. Like, he's barely shooting a zombie. He's throwing traps that's not trapping a zombie. They aren't working as a team to take the guy out. So, and like, this is just bad footage overall. But Sony fanboys ran with this. That's why you're gonna see the most saltiest Sony fanboy comments ever in this comment thread. They were out in full force in this comment thread. It's just insane. Which, I don't know why they're so pressed by, because they're not going to play this game. This game is only on Xbox and PC. For PlayStation only gamers, the only way you're going to see Redfall is if you open up the YouTube app. Like, you're not going to play this game, so why are you so pressed about it? But let's see what these salty dudes have to say. Upgrade Redfall, as he's using the whole Craig meme. Damn, so many Sony PlayStation fanboys being salty. This was like zombies, but not like zombies in Call of Duty, but not in a good way. I think the new Sea of Thieves expansion looks Game Pass certified. Pretty much just trash talking the game. You really need to hire people that can play games. Finally, a reasonable comment. Out of all of this, a reasonable comment. It's like, did they just ignore the people playing the game are just horrible at playing games? But we just gonna ignore that and just say the game looks awful. It's like, really? You can do any game. You can play like this. You can do that with any game. Play Street Fighter. You don't want to play a fighting game. It's gonna look awful. If you play a racing game, you're not familiar with racing games. It's gonna look awful. So I don't know why. Well, I know why, because they just want to hate on Xbox. But why would this be like, you see the gameplay is awful, but you're still going to say the gameplay is just trash because of the people playing it are awful? Like, really? Yeah, all that blaming Microsoft for the way the game looks, when in reality, it was probably Arcane's decision to make it look this way. And that's not even Arcane's decision, just the people playing it. Because, like I said before, when you see this one guy's footage, it looks phenomenal. It looks amazing. It looks fun. So, as somebody who actually knows what they're doing, it looks great. Like, I don't see anything wrong with this footage right here. This doesn't look awful to me. This looks amazing to me. But when you look at the IGN footage, they make it look terrible. So, where was that before? Here we go. Yeah, Xbox can keep the ZeniMax games. This looks disappointing. This looks questionable. The vampire sounds like a brute from Halo. I see the comments with a lot of ponies. Well, graphics are certainly not worse than the previous two Bethesda games. I mean, Bethesda is not known for their groundbreaking graphics. They're known for their gameplay experiences. You being like entrenched into the lore of these games. It's like, I don't know, maybe because they thought this isn't a big cinematic movie like they're used to on the PlayStation, but this is an actual video game where you actually interact with the media, with the form of media you're playing. You're not just pretty much watching a movie with a juice box, like same PlayStation games. As a PlayStation player, I feel a bit out of place saying this, but this is like complete trash. It looks like last gen indie game or something that were released as free to play with microtransactions. The movement looks stale and clunky, and the enemies are just bullet sponges. Metacritic 16. This game looks amazing. I don't care what they're saying. Like, once again, this game looks like it's gonna be a great game. I don't know why we are just like fully going by IGN's footage of them. You can see the game is not being played properly, but they're just going with that notion. It's just crazy. They're fully basing the game. They're fully basing the game off of the bad performance that these people at IGN are doing. It's just ridiculous. It's just amazing how, Arcane was critically acclaimed before. Like, they loved the Dishonored, the Deathloop, all Arcane games before. But now the Redfall is coming out, which has some exclusivity now. The games are trash now. It's just fascinating. Just like they say Bethesda games are trash now. Not as simple Microsoft. I think we know what's going on here. I think these guys are just jealous. They're salty because this game is an Xbox PC exclusive and it's not going to be on that precious PlayStation. The only way they can better see it once again is playing it on YouTube. Wow, it's astonishing how this keeps looking progressively worse every time they show it all facepalm. Left 4 Dead is better. The Game Pass effect, once again, blaming Game Pass. What does Game Pass, what does the rental service have to do with this? Like, they're just using any excuse possible just to trash this game. Like, jeez. And for a group of people who won't be playing the game anyway, they have so much to say. It's just fascinating. This game looks terrible. Damn. The environments look dead and lifeless, like cardboard cutouts. Y'all pray for Starfield. I personally don't think it would be much better. Okay. These comments are hilarious, mostly all from Sony fan accounts. Shocker. At least somebody else see the trend here. All these people are just really read the comments, so they're mostly Sony fanboys. They won't be playing the game, so why do they care? Like, you're not playing the game anyway. The game does not look terrible or boring. It is not for me, but not sure how this looks terrible. We'll probably land a low mid to 80s Metascore where nobody can complain about. It's like, you want to know what is terrible or what's boring is that PlayStation VR that nobody bought. You think they'd be more concerned about that, which they hyped it up to the high heavens, but nobody bought it. But they have the audacity to talk about Redfall coming out. Like, really? Hell yeah, can I wait to do co-op with this with my buddies? It's like this would be a fun co-op game, so I don't know. Like I said before, this footage is on a good representation, and it should be pretty obvious if you're actually looking at the footage. Like, this, you can tell that, hey, this is probably not something we should judge our opinions off of, but rather the people who actually played the game and gave their opinions that said it was amazing so far for the game. I would go by that because people actually played the game. Not by a lot of these journalists get a lot of bad. They get bad reps because a lot of these guys are kind of off with video games. I don't know, maybe they're from different genres. Like, I don't play sports games. If you were the first game to play a sports game, they're probably just as awful as this, but they just get bad raps. I don't know, because then you had like one journalist who was stuck on like the tutorial Cuphead, which became like a whole thing. Like, people were just ridiculing that guy for at least a few years at this point. Prior to this day, still gets ridiculed about it. I don't know, but it's just not. Just doesn't make a great decision to base your opinion about an entire game based off this one gameplay footage. You can see, like, it's not like where is the unity here? Like, where's them all like attacking the one boss? You don't see that at all. Like, they're just doing their own thing, doing it badly at that, like running into traps. Like, this is not good gameplay. But I'm kind of rambling on at this point, but I'm gonna include it right here. I would go more based off this to judge your opinion off of, or more footage in general, and they do like an extra showcase, another showcase again, but this looks more precise of what you can do with good gameplay or something like that. So a lot accurate than what the other. Once again, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, if you want to see how Street Fighter looks, you want to see somebody doing actual combos, somebody who's actually really good at the game. You want to see somebody who's just bad at the game to get a impression of how the game actually plays. So there's my thoughts about this. But definitely want to see your thoughts down below. Leave a like for this video. And as always, thanks for watching, and peace.